how you doing, YouTube? Welcome back to BP Tips. I am your host, Brother Pooh, and today we're actually going to be continuing the hardware review series. Today we're actually going to be reviewing the keyboard, and something that I'm going to try new here today is I found out recently that we need to have at least about 10 minutes for the video for some sort of YouTube algorithm, and I think that's kind of bogus. But I see now why so many people put timestamps on their video, because it passes the 10-minute mark, but it still tells the audience exactly which area that they might be the most interested in. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you guys, I think, what you guys want, which is what my review is first, and then I'm just going to go as to the details as to why I believe that, and what made me come to that decision. All right, so let's end that here and we'll start. Alrighty guys, my absolute biggest review that I would say, no matter what, is if you want to buy a keyboard and you want a flagship gold standard keyboard, buy the Ducky. If you really want to kind of find a competitor to the Ducky, try the N Pros. Those are the two that I would really suggest in terms of like the iPhone and the Samsung comparison, or Apple or Samsung, right? But one thing that I wish I knew is that if I didn't care as much, my friend actually has a very similar keyboard that I have. It looks almost extremely similar, with maybe some different, even more lighting actually than my keyboard. So if anything, it might actually be better. The only thing that we'll actually learn is whether or not whose keyboard will last the longest. If mine lasts a year longer, then maybe mine was more worth it. If mine lasts way longer, then yeah, mine would be more worth it. But if both our keyboards last within about 5-year time frame, I think he had more bang for his buck because he paid for half the price. So this specific keyboard I'm going to show you guys here is this. It is the GK61 hot swappable mechanical keyboard. Basically has a good multicolor RGB illuminated LEDs that's black backlit, exactly the same as a Ducky would be. And the thing is that this on Amazon, I'll link it down below. This is only $60, and it's constantly out of stock, and it's constantly in stock each time on Amazon, showing you that it's very popular. It also has very high ratings, and that's just all based off of what Amazon style is. It feels really good. It also sounds really good. So with that being said, if you want the white, right, which is what I have, you can actually swap it with something that I'm going to link down below as well, which is the HK Gaming double shot PBT keycaps. Basically, PBT is just a style of high quality keycaps, or high quality plastic that is made, that the keycaps are made from. So this is my suggestion. This is what I would say that you guys should do. That is it. Now we're moving on to the why and what my review is, okay? Alrighty guys, so I think the main thing that I want to just share with you guys today is I have a Ducky One too. It's white, and I'm going to try to show it right here, okay? So see this and review it. I'll have links and descriptions all down below. But basically the thing is that I bought it because of the hype. It's generally one of the most flagship or golden standard of keyboards. Back in the day, they used to say that if you didn't have a Ducky, it's like, are you really a gamer? Are you really a tech guy? Are you into keyboards or keycaps and etc.? But nowadays, there's so many more things out there. There's things called like N Pros as well, which is supposed to be kind of the same flagship style, but a lot less. So basically, to get started really quick, there's being a 60% keyboard, which is basically just saying the bare minimum, just the caps, and then there's a 65, which is just a little bit more, maybe a little bit wider, but basically the same keys included. Then you have what I have, which is a TKL, and that's short for 10 keyless. Basically what that means is that you just don't have the number key on the right side, so it's not super wide keyboard. And then you have the full keyboard, which is with the 10 keys, right? So don't get confused when people say 60 or 65. It's just telling you the amount of keyboard that they're giving you rather than the full keyboard, which is everything, which is including the number pad. So with that being said, I actually really like the number pad, so I never really bought a Ducky myself, but after choosing one and really getting to feel it and understand it and see the quality of it, I do enjoy it. But as I said in the previous video, there's just some things that I wish I knew, which is some of the tips that I'm going to share with you guys today. The Ducky is probably one of the most expensive if not the expensive keyboard that you can buy for a 60, 65, or TKL, or even full. And oftentimes they pretty much depreciate a lot of the keyboards anyways, and then they won't even be able to sell you those keyboards that you may potentially want, like I did, which is a full version keyboard. So within the colorway that you may want it. So I opted to just try the biggest one available, and that was white. And it's really good. They give you all these examples of like a high quality plastic on the keys and seeing how the sound the clicks make, which is the blue switches. So I bought blue switches. If you want to do research, you should just Google what you believe it, what blue switches are, what brown switches are, red, stuff like that. It'll kind of help you really quick. But blue switches are just kind of the most loudest clickety clack for keyboard caps. So with that being said, I like the clickety clack. I just wanted to make sure that it didn't actually people that I play with online didn't actually hear that on my mic. So because I have a mic that I bought right here, and maybe I'll do a mic series later, it won't actually hear my keyboard when I click in front of me, because it won't hear from this end per se very well. So I that's one of the reasons why I actually chose my specific mic. So with that being said, now let's go and actually review and see the things that I want to review, which is how it looks, one, and then two, which is how it sounds, right? And then the third one is basically just going to be how it feels. So, but I can't really show that in the video, so I'll just try to explain it to you the best I can. With that being said, here's the reel on both the keyboards. Ready? Go. Welcome back. So we're actually going to start with number one, which is how it looks, right? So as you can see, they're generally basically the same. There's not much of a difference. It's perfectly fine. The only difference is that one was bought with a keycap, which is just an additional $17, $16.99. So the GK61 keyboard is is $60, and then you could buy the keycaps for basically, let's just round up to 20, right? So if you round up to 20, you're basically buying it for 80 bucks with tax. But I think the Ducky One 2, you're going to be spending anywhere around between 119 to 120. If you're willing to save just, at least a third of the price, 30%, I'd say it's worth it. From my review on it, and also from my friend's review, they're very happy with it, and it's not much difference. And I'm sure if you did maybe your own additional research, you could actually find potentially better ones. Or if you like the black and you're good, then you can just not have to buy the additional keycaps and just save $20 as well. So once again, if you do that, it's exactly half the price, because I bought mine for $130, and the GK61 is 60 bucks, so it's less than half of that. So number two, which is, as you can see in the video, the sound actually sounds extremely similar. And it was recorded in from different types of tools as well, and the sound is almost so impeccably similar. Maybe you couldn't tell super well from that video, but just from us seeing it and playing with it, it sounds almost exactly the same. And then three, which is how it feels. Both pretty heavy. Both doesn't really seem like cheap plastic. It's made from the PBT, the double shot PBT quality plastic mold, and so it's pretty good. So that goes to number three, which is the feel. And I know it's kind of hard to see it, but the only way that I would say that the feel feels authentic and on par with a Ducky is only when you buy the additional double shot PBT high quality keycaps. That's the only way that it feels like it's really feel the same with a Ducky. You might not actually even like the feel of that high quality plastic because it's a bit thicker and more durable. There are other keyboards that are lighter that have more of a mechanical or matte touch, and that might be more your fancy, but that's not actually double shot PBT actually. So if you want the double shot PBT high quality keycap and you want that feel, you're gonna have to fork over the extra $20 and buy those keycaps that you can put onto your keyboard. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck with what they give you, which is just your regular. I think it's just your regular keycaps. But here's the thing. My recommendation is just buy the keyboard for $60. See if you like the keycaps on it already, and if you don't like it, you can actually buy the additional double shot PBTs. Now, you can buy both of them at the same time if you don't want to wait, and then end up returning the keycaps if you don't want them anymore. So that's my suggestion. So those are the three. That's all I got for you guys today. All in all, my tip is if you want to save a little bit of money and you're able to not be a consumer in this capitalistic world, go ahead and buy the GK61 mechanical keyboard and save yourself some money from the flagship products that are extremely overpriced because they're the gold standard, which is the Duckies and also the M Pros. So, but if you like that gold standard and you want to have a name brand thing on your desk, then I would really highly suggest the Duckies, and I would also look into the M Pros as well. So with that being said, guys, thank you for stopping by and being part of the BP fam. Have a good one.